Magic Maker, I'm Karolina, and today I decided to make a video about how tarot cards and oracle cards and all different types of cards really actually work, because that's one of the questions that keeps coming up pretty often, since there are many different approaches that you can take to this whole card thing. So today I'm hoping to shine a bit of a light on this topic. So like I already said, it really depends on how you approach your cards. You can be a psychic, and then you might want to use them as a medium for your psychic abilities. Or some people actually use tarot cards as playing cards, as a game, basically, because that's how the whole thing originated back in the 1600s. But I'm not a psychic, and so I'm using a completely different way, which is, I call it a therapeutical approach. And not only it's cool because you don't have to be a psychic to use it, but I also think it's the most empowering way of using your cards, because it brings you back to yourself and shows you the real wisdom that you really carry within you. And how this approach works is basically that anytime you pull a card, so let's say you pull this card, and this one is not a tarot card, it's an oracle card, but it's much bigger, so I thought it would be better for demonstration. Anyway, so you look at the picture and immediately you have some associations with it, okay? There are some things triggered within your mind. It can be memories, it can be words, it can be feelings, it can be thoughts and, different patterns. Now, obviously, you can believe that this is just random stuff that has nothing to do with your life. But actually, I believe, as well as all of psychologists and psychiatrists that actually use this type of methodology in their work as well. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Rorschach test. That's the famous one. Usually they show it in some kind of a mass killer movie when they do a psychological assessment of someone, and they show them just abstract images. It's usually just black color on white paper, and they want them to tell them what they see. So somebody sees a butterfly, somebody sees a bat, you name it. And then based on what they say, the psychologist or psychiatrist says, oh yeah, this is a psychopath, basically. So with tarot readings, you don't have to, diagnose yourself as a psychopath, but you work with the same principle, which is believe that anything that comes up in association with the images is actually relevant somehow to your current situation and to your present life. And that's also why tarot cards are oftentimes referred as the mirror to your soul, because essentially what they do, they allow all the information that you have in your subconscious mind to surface and to finally see the light of the day so that you can grasp them and work with them somehow. Now, this happens on various levels, okay? The first level is the image as a whole. I cannot turn it properly, yeah. There we go. So when you see the image as a whole, you get some kind of a feeling and intuitive knowing. Then you also have symbols that you work with, okay? And symbols are important because some symbols are cross-cultural. And what that means is that they have the same meaning for everyone, no matter where you were born and where you were raised in what type of culture. On the other hand, there are symbols that are very culturally specific too, okay? These could be, for example, religious symbols. So they have a very specific meaning for you, okay? And now everything comes to play when you are interpreting or even just looking at your card, okay? Because you associate different things with the picture as a whole, with the cross-cultural symbols and the specific symbols. Now, when you do the reading, you don't have to know all this stuff from like analytical point of view and be like, oh yeah, this is a cross-cultural symbol and this one is specific. No, like you don't have to know this at all. I'm just telling you now for the sake of understanding how the cards actually work and why they make you feel in a specific way. So I know a lot of people associate tarot readings with a lot of woo-woo and, psychic stuff and like fortune telling and connecting with the dead, which, don't get me wrong, I have nothing against it. And if you're a psychic and use your cards like this, it's great. But I feel like it can be blocking a lot of us who don't feel like we are psychics. And then we feel like, oh, I don't have the abilities for it. Or also another fear that I, see all around myself, and I faced it myself too, is that if you work with cards and you kind of come up with it, people think that you're crazy because it is woo-woo. Well, here you can see that actually there is no real magic behind it. It's just very down-to-earth psychology, if you think about it. So I hope that I have explained it a little bit and that I have encouraged you to work with your cards a little bit more, especially if you are someone who's afraid that, you don't have the special abilities, or if you're someone who's afraid to be too woo. Now you have, no excuse. You know that it's no woo-woo and that you don't need any special skills for it. So go and do your readings and have fun with it and just observe how different cards make you feel in different situations and scenarios, and that's really all the magic. So see you later. Bye.